Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about, for Group Two's video discussion, go over it. So that's with Julia, Kristen, and Michael. So first they went over the first question, the study by Leaf ETAL 2012. So what accounted for the shifts and preferences amongst participants with autism, and why is this important extension of previous research in the area? So first they talked about, how it looked at those with autism, like how's the study different? And how observational learning led to shifts with those with autism. So that's what the study focused on. So start with a pair preference assessment to look at stimuli, so highly preferred and lowly preferred stimuli. And then also they actually went over what staff members were highly preferred and lowly preferred. So they examined, the staff members. So they examined highly preferred and lowly preferred staff members and stimuli. So they tried to explain the contingency that led to highly preferred and lowly preferred staff members. And they talked about motivating operations, make staff members more highly preferred or not, so making more or less demands. And so Michael actually was starting to talk about nonverbal prompts, responding to extraneous variables that are influencing students' behavior based upon staff. So if it's a more highly preferred staff, maybe they attend to it more, or wherever they place the objects, or maybe if the staff presented the demand and they looked at the objects, so there's other variables that could lead that to that behavior. So they use highly preferred and lowly preferred staff members in playing with preferred item. That was stated by Michael. The low preferred staff member was paired with the high preferred item by making negative comments. So basically, they were trying to see if a highly preferred staff member made a low preferred item maybe more interesting to the peers, to the clients in the study. So the results, Michael explained for how one participant there was a shift in preference, for the other maybe or maybe not was a shift in preference. They couldn't really tell. So high preferred staff members did not lose values, but the low preferred item gained value. So pairing low preferred items with high preferred staff members makes the item more preferred, which I totally agree with. And then Laura, our teacher, asked, where can we use this kind of result, basically? And Julia stated this could work well with other students to get them interested in certain items, or that can be used with other peers to influence other peers. Kristen said, taking something of lower preference to pair stimuli together to teach valuable skills used later in life. For me, I would use this to pair new toys or items with clients I work with. So for example, I have a lot of clients that actually don't have interest in any toys, so actually I show them how to play with the toy and I get them really engaged. And they seem very much like, they're very interested in what I'm saying. I would use this also with peers. So if one person has a peer that they're really intrigued with or watching, maybe I have that peer play with the toy. So yeah, and then maybe they'd be more likely to play with it. So question 2, this is the next one. Describe how Senior, Ublick, and Greer established books as conditioned reinforcer for participants. Why might the authors have chosen books to establish them? So the procedures used, Kristen said, blocked off looking at responses, had a window, could not see the responses that led to delivering the book. So basically they were saying how the study was set up. You couldn't really see what was going on. Like, I was trying to understand it too and picture it. Did the book gain value after observational learning procedure? That was asked by Laura. And yes, they did. They were effective procedures that led books to becoming preferred stimuli. So why use books as reinforcers? And Michael made a good point. They teach skills for reading to have become more reinforcing for leisure skills. So maybe teaching someone to read a book, they want to pick it up, in their spare time. Or maybe it can even be used as so they can learn how to write, or it can be used for language function, developmental function, as stated by Julie. Julia mentioned how edible reinforcers can lead to issues, which is why books can be better reinforcers. And for me, we actually use edible reinforcers where I work. And yeah, sometimes it can lead to tantrums, especially if they're really intrigued with it. So yeah. So books can be a better alternative. And then Laura talked about the video of the two chimpanzees, which I thought was interesting, how They both were putting rocks in a hole and then getting cucumbers, but then one got a grape after the rock, and the other one saw the other one get a grape and kept putting a rock in the hole and got a cucumber, but then threw the cucumber because it wanted the grape. So this kind of shows how observational learning is very effective. I thought that was interesting. Okay, so the last study was Brybrzych and Thompson, 2007. Participants showed shifts in their allocation responses during reinforcer. Somebody's reading the question. What did these shifts in allocation suggest, and what might count for these results? So Julia used high preference item and low preference item for the peer to play with. So Julia was explaining how the study was set up. Had peer play with item that was low preference and peer observe. So it's kind of like the first study, but they just use peers, not adults. Use peers instead of adults. Yeah, peers can effectively shift preferences by playing with an item that was lowly preferred. Work with preschoolers. So, oh yeah, Laura asked if this would work with preschoolers, and have you observed it with preschoolers? So yeah, they actually fight over toys. Like my son goes to preschool, and let's say there's random toy that's laying down. One of them picks it up, and suddenly all the peers want it. So it's like that makes them more highly preferred. So that's interesting and can be used. And also, Laura was mentioning how it happens with us. We see something on social media, we observe a post of someone using makeup or something that we want, and then we want it. So we can use that to our advantage in our field to have peers man for something by having them pick up a preferred item that they might want. And then Laura asked, would you use observational learning to increase the number of reinforcers? Michael said yes, I would take it. It takes a lot of prerequisite skills to have observational learning. And actually that was very smart of Michael to say that, because you do need prerequisite skills like imitation. You may be able to scan and see what's going on in the environment and be kind of aware of other peers around you. So yeah, there's prerequisites to using observational learning. So we must know the prerequisites if we need to use it. But yeah, thank you everyone for the video, and I really enjoyed watching it. Bye.